Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Young Money Investing. This is it, people. This is my final video of 2022. So, a little bit of jazz hands for me because I did it. I got this channel up and running. We did not quite make it to 100 subscribers, so I am a little bit disappointed with that. But, I went from 0 to 72. So, gotta appreciate the small things, but I just do want to take this time to say that I do genuinely really have mad appreciation for all you guys that watch my videos every single week, watch all my short videos, watch all my long form videos, and find value in my weekly technical analysis, my trading videos, everything else. I do have mad love and mad appreciation for all you guys. So first and foremost, thank you so much for watching. Second of all, if you're not subscribed, go down, hit that subscribe button. And I'm excited for 2023. So, I've got some big plans, some big ideas going forward, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. But I digress. Let's go ahead and jump into the charts and see what the markets hold for us during this final week. All right, now we are starting off on the daily time frame for the DXY, the US dollar index. Now you can see that we have come down quite a bit since our peak back here in September. Index is currently down about 9%, came down as much as 10%. So just kind of playing around in this green supply zone right now. Couple things to be wary of. We are below our 200 moving average. The last time that happened was, the last time we went below was, let's see, April of 2021. So it has been quite a while. We also appear to be riding this purple line, this 20 moving average down. So kind of zooming in here a little bit, see how that interaction plays out. That would absolutely be the first test for the US dollar as a currency to regain that 20 moving average, kind of pop back up above this supply zone, and then regain the 200 moving average. I don't think that will all happen this week. I think the only thing to kind of be aware of is this 20 moving average. If we get smacked back off and kind of break this supply zone, I think that the DXY is in for some more pain, which of course is good for asset prices because when the dollar gets weaker, the assets gain in strength. So speaking of that, let's jump into the Russell 2000. Still, and I really feel like I say this every single week, still trapped inside of this channel. Nothing too extreme happening. Our 20 moving average is about to cross through our 50 moving average. That's an interesting confluence playing out. So if we continue to ride this 20 moving down back into this 1655 kind of long-term support area, I think that would be a good place for some buyers to step in and maybe start targeting some longs. I'm not sure that'll happen this week, but that is kind of the short-term play, is wait for price action to go back down to 1655 or pop back up to 1923. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. I kind of called this one. I'm not going to lie. We came back up, hit our trend line, kind of rejected back off. We're almost at the bottom of our channel here, getting very, very close to that intersection in our triangle. I'm going to zoom out just for a minute so you guys can see the big picture here. We are below our 200 weekly average, very bearish. Kind of riding this 20-week average down, slightly bearish, and we still have this 50, which is now kind of acting as a secondary resistance line above our descending triangle here. So we'll go back into the daily time frame. Kind of a lot of bearish things acting out on the NASDAQ right now. I think that we are going to see possibly one more bounce off of the bottom of the triangle, possibly one more. I'll even draw it out. So I think probably one more right about here, one more right about here, and then I think either this touch right here or the next one that you see right here. Something has to give right into the area, and this is Q1 of 2023. So sometime maybe late February, early March, I would kind of expect this triangle to break. Of course, anything could happen. The DXY might break down, like I just mentioned. The NASDAQ might just get this absolutely insane pop off and just break everything and start heading straight back up in a parabolic move. Anything at all is possible, but you know, assuming price action kind of continues the way it's going, I would expect at least 2 more touches, 1 and 2. Very excited for that. There's going to be a lot of money to be made when this triangle does finally break. So we're getting closer to that. Keep a very close eye on the NASDAQ during the first couple of months of 2023. And I will absolutely update you guys if I happen to open any trades. Jumping over to the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones finally has cooled off a little bit. We did break this supply zone, caught a lift on our 50 moving average. It seems to be taking us back up. So we are going to see this interaction with the 20 moving average and kind of see which one of those averages takes control and whether or not we regain our supply zone and kind of start building a little more consolidation before we take another move up, or if the 20 is just going to drive us back down into our descending triangle. So that's what I'm looking at this week on the Dow Jones. Taking a bigger picture look for just a second, this price action right here actually looks like a great long setup. So we have a very sharp move up, kind of a retracement to our descending triangle, rejection off. And so the only thing that I would be looking for before I personally would open a long position, I'm not saying I will, but I'm saying I would be to regain this line at about 34,335. At that point, I would expect, let's measure this one. We moved up 5,800, that's about 20%. So if we did the same thing, and I'm going to shrink this down a little bit, going from here, we could be looking at new all-time highs if we got a measured move. And I'm not saying we will. That is a possibility. I know quite a few traders who like to use the measured move to kind of measure their take profit distances. So that's what's happening in the markets. That's what's happening with the US dollar index. The only thing we're missing is the trade of the week. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. This week, we are looking at Meta Platforms, and we'll zoom out to the daily time frame. I already have some lines drawn out. I thought I would save myself some time. Here's the setup. Okay, we have this gap from back in late October of this year. We have this gap. This gap has been largely filled. As you can see, there's maybe I don't know, $2, $3, $4 left on the table. Not a lot. It's largely been filled. But what we are kind of seeing now is a bit of a ascending triangle. So as we kind of fill this gap and move higher and higher and higher, you can see we have this first low down here, followed by this one, followed by this one. So here's 1, 2, 3. And you can see that they get increasingly higher in price. So as that is happening, we are holding this kind of resistance line at that gap level. Perfect ascending triangle setup. So what I'm looking for is a break above this. I would probably start looking for long at about 129, 130 would be a phenomenal place to enter for me personally. And the take profit is going to be the 50 moving average at about 160, which also happens to act in confluence with some previous supports that we had back earlier this year, back in over the summer, June, July, August. And so I would imagine that probably turns into resistance, and it just happens to coincide with the 200 moving average. I think that 160 level is going to be a very good place to have your take profit set. As far as stop losses go, pretty simple. We do have this 50 moving average. It's currently at 114. I would say maybe 110 is not the worst place to enter. Maybe a little higher as this moving average starts to come up and we break above. So that would be a little contextual, kind of based on what price action looks like when you enter the trade. But right now, 110, 115 seems like a fairly solid place to put your risk reward, and then you have some pretty significant upside as well. So That's it for me. Not just for this week, but for the year. You will not see another video from me until 2023. So, Happy New Year to everybody. Once again, I have mad love and mad appreciation for every single one of you guys. You really mean a lot to me. So, peace out, homies.